You gotta love it when you are intuitively led and spirit says, okay, dear, you've done the things, you've jumped through the fear, you've removed that block of being seen as your true, authentic self. You've removed the filters. You've come down to your resonant frequency, your voice, the voice that Spirit always said I needed to share, and that I've been sharing with my podcast behind, a hidden wall, and then in little shorts. I'm really good at doing shorts. I don't have a problem with that. The long stuff is a little more intimidating because I feel like all these creators have these nice studios and they're edited and their videos look so amazing, and I don't feel ready for that. But Spirit was like, girl, you're paying for this software to do your podcast on. You have a YouTube channel. You have Canva. There really are no excuses. And I guess the last thing that Spirit had to break me from was my holding on to this last little financial wound that I have, and them saying, okay, you know your intention. You know your intention behind this business. My business was always intended to be mostly remote and some in person. I live in a very dense area of the world. There's a lot of prostitution and gambling and kind of, I don't know, what do they call it, like mob type activities. It's all the good guys, bro deals and stuff like that. And there's a lot of density here, and there are actually 2 Harmonic eggs in this city. Reno, Nevada is where I'm at, and I started the process of getting my egg back in, I know it was January that I made the decision to do it. January of 2025. In March of 2025, my business partner that I had agreed to do it with backed out. When she backed out, I had to make a decision on if I was going to continue going forward or go back to being a housekeeper. And I did stay a housekeeper for a while I got all my ducks in a row. I was cleaning houses. And there were so many people who said, you really ought to hold on to a few of those houses. You ought to really just keep it like go slow, do some cleaning, do your wellness center. And I was like, ugh. That wasn't the reason why I started this business. I mean, I don't know. I believe I'm meant to be doing this. I believe that I'm a master number 33, life path 6, healer archetype. I am a messenger of sorts. I'm a way shower. I'm a guide for the Great Awakening. And because I am that, Spirit asked me personally to create a template for other people to follow. And it wasn't that I was building a harmonic egg business or building a wellness center. It was that I was somebody who was highly curious, highly self-educated, meaning that the whole time I was cleaning houses, I was listening to podcasts, I was watching documentaries, I was doing personal development, I was listening to affirmations and subliminals, and I was going down all my conspiracy theory rabbit holes, and I was learning about the system. And I finally, I took a red pill, and then I took a black pill, and then I took a white pill. And I don't know, since then, I've just continued to grow and expand out this belief system that I hold. And the belief system that I hold is that all of the different ways that people look at the world are essentially at the base foundation saying the same thing. Be a good human. Do not harm others. Be decent. Go about your day and do things you want to do. Do things that spark joy. And if you think about who humanity was a couple hundred years ago or a couple thousand years ago, we were different. We were way more creative. We were way more, we had to grow our own food. We had to can our own food. We had to bake our own bread. We didn't have the conveniences of society to kind of break down that creative aspect of us. And as those things started being taken out of our lives, people stopped being creative. People started going to work, and they started buying pre-made art. They started getting pre-made meals. Everything has just kind of grown into this place of, the convenience of all this stuff is amazing. But what's the cost? What's the cost to the earth? What's the cost to our humanity? And again, I'm not coming from a side of I'm this diehard environmentalist person, but I'm also not coming from the side of we should keep going. What I see is if we keep going at the rate we're going, we're going to go into idiocracy. If you guys haven't seen the movie Idiocracy, that's a really good one to watch. The other movie that I absolutely love is, and what I feel like is happening right now, is The Giver. And that is about this dystopian society where everybody sees the world very black and white. And there's this one boy who is selected to become the keeper of knowledge. If you guys haven't seen The Giver, go see The Giver. There's a lot of symbolism and it's amazing. But I feel like the more of us that learn that we can be sovereign and creative, and I'm sitting in my it's a sound healing studio right now, but I have a table set up so that I can come in here and do art while I'm in between clients, because sometimes it doesn't make sense for me to go home. But there are other days I just come in. Right now, I'm running a session on the clouds because we have a big, heavy chemtrail load right now, so I'm experimenting with that. I clear the clouds quite a bit, actually. Usually takes a couple hours, but it's the antidote. And I feel like I was entrusted with the antidote for a reason. And Spirit said, as soon as you start figuring out a way to get this out to the masses, and I am just going to say that I'm running it in the background right now, so I intend that anybody watching this video will also receive the healing frequencies that I am surrounded by right now. My idea for this is that we need to burn off the dark forces. And if you watch the movie A Wrinkle in Time, and the one I watched was 2003. I'm having fun with movies because there's so much symbolism. But the dad is a scientist who gets kind of sucked away into a tesseract in this warp of time. He ends up on another planet, and the dark forces have kind of like put their darkness over him, and he can't escape to come back. And so his kids have to go there and send out love, and it's really sweet. And I'm like, oh my God, the symbolism. Because really, there's no new information under the sun, you guys. I can tell you all day long. You just gotta love. It's unconditional love. But until you've been able to experience the calmness in your body through the various healing modalities out there to regulate your nervous system, to clear all the trapped emotions and the ancestral stuff and all that, like what I do it. This is my binder of goodies, and I have been sending somebody in not New Jersey, Massachusetts. Excuse me, I need to cough. And today I am going to go in and do a deep chakra clearing for her, and I'm just going to show you guys kind of a quick example of what that's like when you're not going to be able to see it, but I'm going to tell you what I find as I find it. So today I am using this chart of it's upper and lower chakra blocks, and so we're just going to tune into her energy with my pendulum. Would that be fun for you guys to watch? What I do is, because I have been dowsing for so many years, I'm self-taught, and I just go through these charts and I just kind of gaze right here. I don't read the outside edges until I get my yes. And so I just go through each one, and this one is telling me that she's feeling guilty. And so she has feelings of guilty that are stuck in her chakras. Okay, so then we're going to find the next one. And this is the work I do remotely and that I can do from anywhere, because this is the work that I was doing before I had my egg. So addictions, cravings, and habits. I know that is common for many star seeds, because star seeds are so sensitive to energy, and if you are not trained to deal with your particular gifts, it's going to be a little scary. And this particular person actually reported her car as stolen. What just came up was poor self-discipline and determination. So she had reported her car as stolen, and it ended up being across the street at the grocery store. And I personally think she might have been out of body traveling, but I'm not a doctor, I don't know, but she's special, she's very gifted, and I've only sent one healing to her so far, and we've already seen a huge difference in her mental state. And so I can't imagine what 6 weeks is going to do for her. So I'm getting that she plays small. That's one of the blocks in her chakras. I feel like once people get these little blocks out of their system, it it smooths out the track. So overly exerts oneself. And I like writing all these things down because I feel like getting really clear on the intention is half the battle. But anyway, this gal, she's very psychic. She's living in an older home. We've been doing some home clearings, and it's raised the vibration of her house from, I think it was at 4,000 to 5,000, and it's already up to 9,000 to 10,000, which is amazing on the Bovis scale. So this one is uncomfortable home. So there's something about her environment that isn't jiving with her. So sometimes bringing an awareness is helpful. Spirit is telling me she's not grounded. And that can be very common for the starseeds who are out of body and astral traveling. And these are not people who are trying. These are the people, overly empathetic. These are the people who came in naturally sensitive to being able to do this stuff. And we all have this in us. It's just that some people are trained on it and others just come in and naturally remember, which are most of the people that I seem to work with. So overly empathetic came up for her. And that can be really hard too when you're absorbing all the excess energy around you. It can really start to weigh one down. So unaware of individuality, we're going to go ahead and clear that. And I have never met this person in person, but I'm helping her sister. And her sister texted me the other day and she said, thank you for doing this. Her sister said, "Hi, wow, the video is wild. Mom was definitely with you this weekend. You look so happy and beautiful. You and Kelly have such a great friendship. Nothing like having a true friend. Everything is blooming now. Where were you guys hiking?" "I'm doing much better now. Thanks for asking. I met the kids yesterday at Cape Cod Pizza, and then we went to the town park. The tree that is standing, her daughter is standing next to, is the one they planted when they had someone pass away in 2019. And she said it was amazing how big it is now, and it was a very enjoyable day." Okay, this gal has been estranged from her kids for quite some time because she has been, I would call it, she's probably been separated from her body and a little more multidimensional. And when people are multidimensional and they're not grounded, they're going to sound crazy, you guys. So unable to go with the flow. That can be a hard one. And many of us are wanting to go more with the flow. And I'm finding at least letting go of control of how my house looks. And if I have dirty dishes in the sink before I go to bed, I really don't care anymore. I really don't care because it just doesn't, it's not that big of a deal to me. Resisting change. Okay, so those are all the blocks I found in her lower chakras. And now we're going to look at the upper chakra block. So yes, there are upper chakra blocks. That was that, yes. And so Bear with me. This is my first long content. Okay, not connecting with guides. Oh, do you guys know you actually have to call your guides in to have them help you because of the law of non-interference? Yeah, I know, crazy, right? But they are just waiting. If you haven't actually called them in, I would highly recommend. Let me look at you for a minute. When you call in your guides, it's really important that you say, okay, guides, I am ready for your help. I need assistance. Show me the way. What way do I need to go? Show me the way. Decide if it's going to come in through songs, or for me personally, my guides come in through my algorithm, which I'm always talking about. My algorithm feeds me the information I need to know for my next steps. I don't figure out my whole year. I figure it out one day at a time, and I wait for God to download and tell me what to do. Today, this is all. I didn't know I was going to even do this. This is all just happened intuitively. When I came to sit down, Spirit said, take the clipboard and the binder, but I didn't know why. Okay, so it's intuition speaking. Okay, so now we're looking at calling in the guides. Okay, so you say, guides, I want your help. I need your help. Show me, show me, show me. And I personally, when I have people call in their guides, I'll say, okay, are your guides here? And we'll say, yeah, they're here. I mean, let's show you, like, how many guides do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 of my guides here. Do I have my dragons with me? How many dragons do I have? How many dragons do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of my dragons here. I know I've got dragons with me because the animals are really not loving me lately. So call in your guides. They will help you. They will show you videos like this that are cheat codes. So we're just going to go through and look at her upper chakra blocks. This is a time-consuming process, but I do enjoy it because it's interesting. Like, how would I know? But when I get the feedback from my clients, they say, oh yeah, that's spot on. Yes, judgment just came up. And, who knows when this all got trapped, but it's trapped in the chakra system. Repressed communication. We're going to clear that. I would consider myself a master dowser. I think that anybody who does it enough, I've shown my kids how to use a pendulum. If you don't know how to use a pendulum, there are lots of people out there who will show you how to use a pendulum. I learned on a video, and then it's one of those things, guys, you just have to do it. So unwilling to be vulnerable came up. I've taught 8-year-olds how to use a pendulum. And, you can calibrate your pendulum to you and find one that is responsive to you when you're at the store. I always tell my clients, difficulty being grateful. I always tell my clients, my first one was quartz crystal that was wrapped in dental floss. So you don't have to do it. You don't have to be fancy. It was COVID when I learned how to dowse. So I wasn't doing a lot of extracurricular shopping, which I didn't want to order stuff from Amazon all the time. I thought that was kind of like a trap, if you will. Apathy. Yeah, apathy, when you're just kind of like, I don't really care about a whole lot of anything right now. I'm just like so neutral. That's kind of that apathy. Take it or leave it. Overly questioning. What I find is with this process of the 6-week clearing that I do for people is that we go through and we clear the different layers. So last week we did her autonomic nervous system, and then next week we'll do her ancestral lineage. Overthinking. These are just pinpointed to her. We can do these. We can clear whatever your little heart desires. That's the best part, is it's all based on intention. Okay, so being vulnerable. There's one I missed. But then what I do is I go through and I find out what song does she need today? What song? Okay, so today's song is... And what's funny is the same people watching this video, it's not going to make sense to you that I can send this anywhere but Letting Go. The song called Letting Go came up. But you're watching me. This video is coming to you through a screen with no wires, because we have this thing called ether. And if we were fish in water, they say a fish doesn't know that it's in water. It just is in water. We are in ether. There is no negative space around us. We are surrounded by the all that we can't see. And so what happens is when my clients start doing these egg sessions, their energetic bubble gets very coherent and they start magnetizing and all this magical stuff. The same goes for if you are getting sessions and you're still focusing on the negative, you're going to be sending it out and it's going to ping right back to you. So you've got to be really ready and prepared to watch your thoughts and to put the good out, because whatever you're sending out is going to come back. I mean, that happens anyway, but when you're coherent, because you've been doing the work and you're clearing all the stuff, when you're coherent, it's like a magnet. We're energetic fields, you guys. So the song that came up today is called Letting Go. And the colors. We have all the colors. The most common colors I see are magenta and pink, coupled with some sort of yellow. And when I was doing a little bit of research around that, the information that I received was that is helping balance out the masculine and feminine. And because we've had all that creative juice taken out of us, all that creativity that we used to experience as humans, we are not in balance. Our masculine and feminine are not in balance. So pink and dark yellow came up today. What I will do is put this piece of paper in the egg with the intention of clearing the chakras of any of this trapped information for her best and highest good. Sending that out into the ethers, she'll receive it instantly, and it's gonna change her life. So I'll keep you guys posted on this, but I don't need any more evidence. The reason I want to make these videos is because I have a lot of people who could use this work, but due to the fact that these eggs are not on every corner, it's not Starbucks, you guys. This isn't Starbucks. This is pretty exclusive. Mine is 218 in the world, and there might be, if I had to guess, There probably aren't even 200 in the world that are operating. You can go to harmonicegg.com and look at the locations and possibly find one near you. And I cannot guarantee, okay, this is my disclaimer. This is my modality that I do with my harmonic egg, because this is the modality that I was using before I had my harmonic egg. Okay, that is my disclaimer. I am a master dowser and I look for subconscious blocks. The other thing I work with are numbers and Grabavoid numbers and recoding those drivers in our biological computer that have been corrupted. You know, financial, relationships, lifestyle, emotions, health and fitness, wealth and abundance, spiritual growth and protection. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. It's all open market information. I have nothing to hide. I'm not a gatekeeper. You can do this yourself. Okay? But if you need help, that's what Spirit told me yesterday. Not everybody knows how to do that. You do realize not everybody can use a pendulum, right? And I'm like, but it's so easy. But it's not. That's what Spirit told me. It's not so easy for everyone else, Kelly. So I'm going to wrap it up there. And let's see how my computer does processing this video. It's the first time. Took another withdrawal from my IRA so I can really make a go of this. Invest in a computer that might be able to process videos a little easier without... Okay. Baby steps. This business is slow to grow. But I know in the slow and the flow that Spirit is allowing me to unfold and really have something of value to share. Not just in the work that I do, but in my experience. My experience of doing the thing and what it's like to actually embody the mindset that's required to escape the matrix. So, thank you for being here, you guys, and I'll catch you next time.